here with Isa and Cholo from the Q Rush Hour, and we got another special guest artist with us. So let's get to it. Now in mid 2020, I'm sure we've all heard that Forbes and Billboard listed him as a frontrunner in their early 2021 Grammy predictions for Best New Artist, and no doubt because he's been everywhere. After his debut studio album, Kid Crow dropped last March 2020, he has a shiny new single out now called Overdrive. Ladies and gents, Conan Gray.
Hi. Hi,
Hey,
Conan.
How has it been?
Hello. It's been good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So Conan, we get right to it. Now, at such a young age, it has really been inspiring just watching your journey from being a 9-year-old kid from Georgetown, Texas, who has started a YouTube account to becoming an international sensation at 22. Now, can you walk us through what it's been like for you the last few years?
It's been very surreal. That sounds like a joke when you're saying it out loud, because who allowed this to happen? They should be fired. This is insane. But it's very surreal. I'm very, very grateful. I find it hard to believe every single day I wake up and I'm just like, when is this gonna, when am I gonna wake up from this weird dream? And I'm just very grateful above everything.
Yeah, and for sure that's very, very well deserved. Conan, now obviously 2020 was a very crappy year, but you were able to release your first studio album, Kid Crow, just as things hit the fan, but it reached number 5 in the Billboard chart. Plus Heather also just blew up on TikTok. That was so huge. So how much of a surprise was all of this for you?
It was a massive surprise. Obviously the pandemic was the biggest surprise of 2020 for all of us. Yeah. Unbelievable. But everyone's reaction to the album, I remember when I was writing it, I wrote it, feeling so alone and feeling like maybe I was the only person who'd gone through what I'd gone through. I felt like maybe I was insane for feeling the way I felt. And then to have everyone, reach out and millions of people to tell me that they'd been through what I'd been through was just, it was really comforting and very, very unreal. I think it just goes to show that, a lot of us are human and we're just like, we're all experiencing a lot of the same things. Even if you feel alone, I bet there's somebody out there who's been through something very similar, and it was very comforting.
I love the fact that you're really able to inspire or influence, especially the younger generation. And I absolutely love, Conan, that how just free you are as a person. And that really reflects on your songwriting. You've been writing since you were 12, right? Is there a central message that you want to get across through your songs?
I think the main thing I want when I write a song is just to connect to people. Yeah. I was a very lonely child. I was a very shy kid. I'm still very shy. But I think, in those moments of loneliness, I wrote songs to kind of just hope that somebody out there understood. And so, the main thing I want is for people to know that they're not alone in what they're going through.
And I think that your music has definitely been able to do that, especially during this pandemic. Your songs are all just bops and all super relatable as well. Now, let's talk about your new single, Overdrive. We just have to say that this has been one of the most requested tracks on Q, but it's not that we're even surprised. This song is just really packed with serotonin and happy vibes. But really, the message behind the song is something that we can definitely all relate to, especially during this pandemic. Now, we're curious to know, how has this pandemic changed your view on life and love?
It's definitely gotten me to stop taking life and love for granted. I think prior to quarantine, I was super scared of going to parties or meeting new people. And I think after the quarantine is over, I will literally never, ever, ever again turn down the opportunity to go do something stupid.
We've definitely learned a lot from this pandemic. Now, also, Conan, I wanted to ask now, I'm sure that we're close, Cholo and I are close to your age, but I'm sure that this is a very different generation. How does it feel like being able to just be free to be vocal about, what you care about or your feelings and emotions?
It's a privilege to be able to express your emotions the way that we have. The only reason why we get to, talk about our emotions this way is because older generations, fought and died for us to be able to, live our lives as authentically as we can. So it's a massive privilege, and I'm really proud of my generation for speaking up and for living their lives as honestly as we can. I think, everything that we do will help the generations after us as well. So I'm proud in it, and it's definitely a privilege to be able to live as authentically as you can.
I love that. I'm sure a lot of people or younger generations still struggle with being able to really live authentically. So for you, you know, coming from Georgetown, Texas, in such a small neighborhood and being able to become this big international sensation, how would you inspire like your generation or even across all generations to just keep pursuing their dreams?
I would say that passion is infectious. You know, to watch someone do something that they really love is so beautiful. And so, you know, follow what you love. People will be able to tell that you love it. And there really is no limits to what you can do. I was truly a normal kid from the suburbs. There's no other story. That's it. I was a kid from the suburbs and I had a song go viral. So do what you want to do, for sure.
I love that. I love your story, Conan. I think it's really, really inspiring. Okay, right now we're going to go to a quick game. Cholo will be doing this with you.
All right. So on our show, the Q Rush Hour, we play a little mini games. So we want you to play one of our games where which we call Reverse It. So we're going to play some of your songs in reverse, and we'll see how well you know your songs. I mean, pretty sure you play them over and over again. You recorded them for months, maybe. So I'm pretty sure you would know your songs in reverse as well. So let's play some of them.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. All right. First song.
Oh, that's Fake with Lauv.
Correct.
Ooh,
oh,
awesome,
yes.
Right.
That was harder. That was harder than I expected.
I would expect you would know it by the first few notes. All right.
That was confusing.
Next song.
That's Heather.
Heather's correct.
Yes.
Wow, two for two. Let's move on to the next one. I think you already know what it is.
Yeah, that's Maniac.
Maniac, correct.
Yes.
All right, last song. Let's see if you know this one.
Is that Overdrive?
Perfect. Ooh, 4 for 4.
That's a lot harder than you think it's gonna be. Yeah. It's very confusing. That was a ton of fun. Thanks for that.
That's awesome. And thank you so much for playing with us, Conan, and also for taking the time, of course. All right, we're about to wrap up, but finally, do you have any message to your Filipino fans? I'm sure you've done a lot of this already, but yeah.
Yeah, no, to my Filipino fans, I just want to say thank you for all the love and the care. I see you guys and I hear you guys on social media. It's super fun to watch all the things that you do, and I can't wait to hopefully see you guys in person, and I hope that everyone is staying safe. Hey, this is Conan Gray, and you're listening to Q Radio. Q is good for you.